Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're talking about how you could play a Beatles song called Here, There, and Everywhere. And it starts out with kind of an introduction where we start on a G major chord. And when we play G major, first finger is going to go to the A string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the low E string on the 3rd fret, and third finger is going to go to the high E string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the G major in our intro, we're going to be going to a B minor chord. When we play B minor, first finger is going to go across the entire 2nd fret, second finger on the B string on the 3rd fret, third finger on the D string on the 4th fret, and then pinky on the G string on the 4th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the B minor chord, actually, and there are a couple other ways we could actually kind of work that B minor chord, actually, and several of these other chords. So you could kind of work that as the kind of the B minor as a 2nd fret bar. What you may want to consider too is kind of using this as kind of a 7th fret bar B minor, where you do your first finger as the 7th across the entire 7th fret, third finger on the A string 9th fret, and the pinky on the D string on the 9th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B minor chord. It sounds really, really sad. And that may make it a little bit easier to get to our next chord, which is a B flat major chord. There's a couple of different ways you could play B flat major. You could go 6th fret bar, second finger on the G string on the 7th fret, third finger on the A string on the 8th fret, and the pinky on the D string on the 8th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a B flat major. Now another way you could do the B flat major that's a little bit more of a pain in the butt is you could go down to 1st fret as kind of a bar, and then take your third finger and put them over the D, G, and B strings, and then kind of work it that way. Or if you've got some pretty long fingers, you could do kind of a 1st fret bar, second finger on the D string 3rd, third finger on the G string 3rd, and the pinky on the B string 3rd, and kind of work as a B flat major that way. And then from the B flat, we're going to be going to an A minor chord. When we play A minor, first finger is going to go to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger is going to go to the D string on the 2nd fret, and third finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. Now if you're digging on the bar chords there, you could do this as kind of a 5th fret bar, and then third finger on the A string on the 7th fret, pinky on the D string on the 7th fret for your A minor. And then from the A minor, we're going to be going to a D major chord. When we play D major, first finger goes to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger goes to the high E string on the 2nd fret, and third finger goes to the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum just the D, G, B, and E, that sounds a D major chord. It sounds really, really happy. But if you're digging on the bar chords, you could actually kind of do that B flat major shape that we were doing. But now it's kind of a 5th fret bar, third finger over the D, G, and B on the 7th fret. And that's another way you could kind of play that D major. So through the intro, actually, it kind of sounds like we're just doing downs on each chord. So we have G major, B minor, B flat major, and then A minor, D, or if you're kind of digging on the bar chords. And if you're digging on the bar chords, you may want to think about using the G major as a bar, and you can do that as a 3rd fret bar, second finger on the G string on the 4th fret, third finger on the A string on the 5th fret, and the pinky on the D string on the 5th fret. So you could even start out with that as kind of your G major, and then slide that shape up to 7th fret, lift off the second finger for the B minor, and then go down 1 fret for the B flat, kind of adding the second finger back in on the G string, and then going down 1 more fret, lifting the second finger for the A minor chord, and then kind of using that double bar for your D major. And then from there we go into our kind of our verse chorus, and our verse chorus starts on G major, and then we go to A minor, and then we go to a B minor, and then we go to a C major chord. And when we play C major, first finger is going to go to the B string on the 1st fret, second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and third finger on the A string on the 3rd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a C major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then we kind of start that over again. So we got G major, A minor, B minor, C major. And then from there we go to an F sharp minor chord. And this is another bar chord. You've got 2nd fret as a bar, third finger on the A string on the 4th fret, pinky on the D string on the 4th fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an F sharp minor chord. It sounds really, really sad. And then from the F sharp minor, we're going to be going to a B7 or a B dominant 7 chord. One way to do that is as a 2nd fret bar, where you can do first finger across the entire 2nd fret, third finger on the D string on the 4th fret, pinky on the B string on the 4th fret, and kind of work that as a B7. Or if you're kind of interested more in kind of working as a root position, you could do first finger on the D string first fret, second finger on the A string on the second fret, third finger on the G string on the second fret, and the pinky on the high E string on the second fret. And if you strum just the A string to the high E string, that sounds a B7 chord. It sounds really, really nasty. And then from there we go back to F sharp minor, and then back to B7, and then we go to an E minor chord. And when we play E minor, first finger is going to go to the A on the second fret, second finger on the D string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds like E minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the E minor, we're going to be going to an A minor chord. And then we kind of tag our verse chorus actually with a D suspended chord. Thus, or D suspended. First finger goes to the G string on the second fret, third finger on the B string on the third fret, and the pinky on the high E string on the third fret. And if you strum just the D string to the high E string, then that sounds a D suspended chord. And we kind of end our verse chorus with kind of 2 D susses. And then if you take the second finger and go to the high E string on the second fret, so now I got first finger on the G second, second finger on the high E second, third finger on the B string third. And if you kind of strum just the D to the high E, that sounds a D major chord. So we're kind of tagging our verse chorus with kind of D sus with 2 downs and then D major with 2 downs. Now through the rest of the song, a lot of times with a song like this though, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And what it really kind of sounds like in the recording is kind of a down and then a down, down, up. So if you took the G and just tried that a lot, you'd have down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. So we tried that through our verse chorus. If we tried that with our strum pattern, then we'd have G with a down, 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 A minor, down, 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 B minor, down, 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 C, down, 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 G, down, 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 A minor, down, 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 B minor, down, 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 C, down, 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 F sharp minor, down, down, B7, down, down, F sharp minor, down, down, B7, down, 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 E minor, down, 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 A minor, down, 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 D sus, D major. Now, what can also be kind of cool with this though is to kind of add in basses. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, 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 up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the G chord, you can do the low E string for your bass, and then do your down, down, up. So bass, down, down, do the bass, down, down. So on the A minor, you'd have the A string for your bass, unless you're doing the bar on the 5th fret, then you have the low E string for the bass. On the B minor, you'd have the A string for your bass. And then on the C chord, you'd have the A string for your bass. And then when we get to the F sharp minor, you'd have the low E string for your bass. And then on the B7, you'd have the A string for your bass. E minor, you got a low E string for your bass. And then on the D sus, if we were going to do that, we would do the D string for your bass. But on that last part, you may just want to kind of keep it just kind of down, 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 just kind of as that tag. So we tried our next verse chorus with our basses. We'd have G with the bass, down, down, A minor, A bass, down, down, B minor, A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, down, A minor, A bass, down, down, B minor, A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, F sharp minor, low E bass, down, down, B7, A bass, down, down, F sharp minor, low E bass, down, down, B7, A bass, down, down, E minor, low E bass, down, down, A minor, A bass, down, down, D sus, D major. Now something else that you'll kind of hear, especially on the F sharp minor B7, is kind of some arpeggios, where you may just want to kind of break up the chords. You may start out with kind of a bass, and then kind of work other strings into your chord sheets. So it might be kind of cool to kind of start out with kind of like a bass, A string, and then almost like a down actually on the F sharp minor. B7, you can kind of do the A string, D string, and then kind of that down. So you may want to kind of break up the chords in some places, especially for the F sharp minor B7. And then the E minor, A minor, D sus, D. Now from there though, then we're going into our bridge part. Our bridge starts on the B flat major, kind of from our intro, but then we go to a G minor chord. And you can kind of play a G minor as kind of an alteration of that G major bar we were talking about, where you do third finger as kind of a bar on third, or first finger is a bar on third fret, third finger on the A string 5th, pinky on the D string 5th. So kind of that A minor shape where you're now on the 3rd fret, and then from there we're going to a C minor chord. And a C minor chord you could actually do is kind of that same bar actually. You could kind of take second, and it's going to look a lot like B minor. You got third finger or first finger is kind of a 3rd fret bar, second finger on the B string 4th fret, third finger on the D string 5th, and the pinky on the G string on the 5th. And if you kind of strum all those together, that sounds a C minor chord. And then from the C minor, we're going to be going to a D major chord. And then from the D, we end up going back to the G minor. There's this cool little lead part actually that kind of happens there, where you go 3rd fret on the B, 4th fret on the B, 5th fret on the B, 6th fret on the B, 5th fret on the B, 4th fret on the B, and then 3rd fret on the B. So it's a little chromatic thing where you're going 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3. And it's around that G minor chord. So you might want to kind of play around with kind of adding and subtracting those notes to the chord shape. It might even be easier with kind of a G minor 7 idea where you can do 3rd fret, or first finger on the 3rd fret for a bar, and then 3rd finger on the A string. Just kind of lifting off the pinky from the G minor shape. So it might be kind of cool to kind of add that in. And then we'd be going to C minor, and then going back to the D major for our bridge. So we tried that with our strum pattern. Then we'd have B flat with a down, and down, down, G minor down, 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 C minor down, 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 D down, 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 G minor, C minor, D major. Or if we tried that with basses, if we're doing the B flat bar on the 6th fret, we'd have low E string for our bass on that chord. G minor would have the low E string for the bass. And then C minor would have the A string for the bass. And then the D major, if you're doing the bar on the 5th fret for the D major, you have the A string for the bass. So you have B flat, G minor, C minor with an A bass, D with an A bass, G minor with low E bass, lick, C minor with an A bass, D with a D bass, or A bass. And then from there we'd be going back into kind of our chorus part, or verse chorus. So we tried that with our basses. We'd have to do the bass. Down, down, A with an A bass. Down, down, B with an A bass. Down, down, C with an A bass. Down, down, G with low E bass. Down, down, A with an A bass. Down, down, B with an A bass. Down, down, C with an A bass. Down, down, F sharp minor with low E bass. Down, down, B7 with an A bass. Down, or you can do those arpeggios. B7, E minor, A minor, D sus, D major. Into our bridge part. So we have the B flat, G minor, C minor with an A bass, D with an A bass, G minor with low E bass, lick, C minor with an A bass, D with an A bass. And then from there we'd be going back into our verse chorus again. So we're back to G, A minor, B minor with an A bass, C with an A bass, G with low E bass, A minor with an A bass, B minor with an A bass, with low E bass, E7 with an A bass, F sharp minor with low E bass, E7 with an A bass, E minor with low E bass, A minor with an A bass, D sus, D major. And then from there, then we go into our outro chorus. It's very much just like our other chorus, but we just end on a big G major. So we got G with a bass, down, down, A minor with an A bass, down, down, B minor with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, G with low E bass, down, down, A minor with an A bass, down, down, B minor with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, and play a big G major. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Here, There, and Everywhere by the Beatles. So good luck!